My plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154.
Whatever reason, David Benavidez keep getting asked about a potential fight between himself and Terrence Crawford.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. Smash the like button. We have 350 people and 90 fucking 5 likes.
Now, maybe it's because there's not much of a storyline behind the fight between him and Anthony Yarde, right? You know, in boxing, sometimes we like to have these fights built up. We like to have a little storyline behind the fight, and that makes it a little bit more exciting, right? Versus him just getting in the ring with an opponent and just beating a guy. It kind of adds more to it when there's like a backstory, right? But David Benavidez, man, he had this to say.
Is that a possibility?
Honestly, bro, my plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154. Nah, bro. I'm done with cruiserweight. You know, I want to take this opportunity, though. Yes, I said cruiserweight. I want to take this opportunity to, congratulate Crawford. You know, he put a hell of a performance. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest fighters of all time. And, let Crawford do his thing, bro. At the end of the day, I have no interest in fighting Crawford. I have no interest in going down to 168. I mean, yeah, it's nice that it would be dope winning all titles, but I'm way past that at 168. The only reason I wouldn't even go down to 168 for Canelo, and I'm just being real with you, and let Crawford do his thing. Let him have. I think Crawford took it way more serious than Canelo, which is kind of weird because the amount of money that Canelo was making. And I know all these people say, "Oh, yeah, talking shit about Canelo." I'm not talking shit about him. He just didn't look like he really prepared 100%. He's throwing 10 punches around, or I think his ego is that big that he thought that, oh, I'm just gonna walk through him, catch him with a good shot, and it's gonna be done. As you can see, Crawford is a different type of fighter. Not only has he had the boxing IQ, he has that dog in him. He was in there. He was brawling with Canelo like in the 8th, 9th, getting the best out of him. Boxing, he's epitome of a great boxer. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight. You know what I mean? If you really want to make something come true and you really believe it, you can make it come true. And then the other lesson is don't let your ego get the best out of you. And don't think that you don't have to prepare because you're a bigger fighter. You know what I mean? That shit will bite.
And hearing what he had to say, he had to let Canelo fans know that, look, man, I'm not hating on dude. I'm not hating on Canelo. He had to tell you guys directly. Maybe because you guys always get in his comment sections and calling him a hater and all that. Or you may be in the comment section asking him and begging him and pleading for him to beat Crawford and all this stuff, right? Well, you heard what he had to say. He said he ain't trying to fight Bud. You know what I'm saying? He's not going back down to 68. He's not doing any of that stuff again, right? He's been there. He's done that already. He's moving on past Crawford. Crawford's on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. Terrence Bud Crawford is doing his thing, right? And speaking of Bud Crawford, Turki Al-Sheikh came out the other day with Crawford himself and made an announcement that something's going to be happening in the next couple of months.
This is the gloves of the champ. He gave it to me, and this is important gift from him. It's mean a lot to me. We do it. I like the logo. Yeah. Very, very beautiful logo. The champ have a lot of surprise for his city and for the future. He want to rest now for 1 or 2 months. Then we will tell you the surprise.
For sure.
Thank you.
For sure.
And what could this be, right? What could this possibly be for Samurai Bud in the next couple of months? Is it retirement? Is it the next big fight? What could it possibly be? What kind of announcement could it possibly be that it has to wait a couple of months for in order for him to announce it, right? Maybe they got to wait till some things shape up and materialize at 160 pounds first, right? Get some things going at 160 pounds, let some guys unify that weight class down there, and then Bud Crawford could jump into the fray, right? Whatever the case, we don't know what it's going to be. But David Benavidez said, look, man, he's on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. He's pretty much solidified himself as an all-time great. And then if you ask me, he took the fight more seriously than Canelo Alvarez. Ain't that something that I've been saying every week? We've been talking about that fight. It just don't seem like Canelo's taking it as serious. Canelo's playing. He's doing this. He's doing that. Yeah, this is what I've been saying every week. We've been talking about the Canelo Crawford fight. Of course, Canelo himself came out and said that he trained his hardest for the fight. We just go take his word for it, right? We go take his word for it. But he said he trained his hardest for that fight. Look, Canelo looked like how Canelo normally looks in fights. He was just in there with Terrence Bud Crawford. And I told you guys Terrence Bud Crawford was just a bad fight for dude. He's a bad fight for most guys. And I think you guys see what I've been saying for the longest time. Not the guys who already know what's up. But I'm talking about the guys who may have been on the fence or the guy who just wasn't believing what they were seeing. Now you believe, right? I've been telling you guys for years. It wasn't no glaze and stuff. Look, man, I know what I'm looking at. This dude is just something totally different. He's a bad matchup for most guys, all right? But Benavidez said, look, man, I'm not trying to fight that guy. I'm not trying to go back down to 168, and beat up on smaller fighters and stuff like that. That's not what I'm on. I was at 168 pounds at one point. But, Canelo Alvarez was playing games with it. I didn't get my shot. Maybe it's not meant for me to be there. Let me go do something somewhere else. And now he has to worry about Anthony Yard, which in my opinion is a really tough fight.
I'm saying this. It's soft, but they're trying to set me up, but still, come on with it. Now 6'6".
I think it's a 50-50 fight, maybe 60-40 fight. But I think it's a fight that he should very much so be paying attention to nonetheless, because Anthony Yard is a real player at 175 pounds. We're going to see how that fight plays out. But what's next for Bud Crawford? We've seen him in Japan, out there being a man in Japan, taking pictures with Tenshin Nasukawa. Maybe he's going to run into Naoya Inoue on his visit there. I would imagine the pound-for-pound kings take a picture with each other, meet up or something, right? The pound-for-pound kings, Bud Crawford's in your land. What you gonna do, man? Right? He's in Japan. Like, Naoya Inoue should be looking for Bud Crawford. Like, where is he at? Let me go find him. Take me to him right now. Let me show him around my country, right? We see Bud out here being a samurai and all that cool stuff, Hey, look, just warriors go do warrior shit. I seen some people was talking about it was corny and all this stuff. Warrior's gonna do warrior shit. All right, we see what Storm and Brian Norman had to say after his fight in Japan. I'm saying? These guys they have that warrior, Bushido warrior spirit in them. So that's why they saying and doing these type of things. Yeah, they warriors. Warriors go do warrior shit. All right. But what's next for Bud Crawford? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We go find out in the next couple of months. If it's retirement, that's cool. If it's the next opponent, that's cool too. But David Benavidez also says, look, man, I'm done with that. I'm doing my own thing now. Canelo Alvarez, look, man, he may not have took dude as serious as he should have. You know what I'm saying? But I think even if Canelo did, or let's just say hypothetically if he didn't, even if he did, I think the result would have still been the same. But tell me what you guys think. Terrence Bud Crawford, what's next for Bud Crawford in the next couple of months? And what do we expect to see from David Benavidez in the next phase of his career? Is it undisputed at 175 or is it undisputed at cruiserweight? Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.